All right, everyone. Sorry for the delay. We finally got some things taken care of. We were having some technical issues, but we are live, we are running, and we are starting the Could You Be a Voice Actor voice acting panel for the Newgrounds Summer Festivals. And I am excited to be back. My name is Voices by Corey. If you guys don't know who I am a voice actor. Duh, and kind of made a name for myself on Newgrounds. Been a part of the Newgrounds podcast. You probably have heard my voice in countless animations and games, and I was even a panelist in the winter sessions, and that was really fun. We did a basically an intro session to voice acting, like voice acting 101, and then Stan and I did a voice acting panel, just like voice acting on Newgrounds for the Summerfest. So it's good to be back, basically keeping things running strong here. And um, the last panel I did, I had about an hour and a half to basically speak about what I wanted and give you guys the nitty gritty of what getting into voice acting is like. And there was still so much that I wanted to talk to you guys about and just let you know about the voice acting world itself, just because this thing is so damn it's so damn expansive. There's so much stuff that's um, circulated in the voice acting community, or just world itself. It was hard to compact it all into an hour and a half. So tonight we're going to go a little bit more in depth of what voice acting is. We're going to give you the fundamentals of voice acting. We're going to talk about equipment a little bit. We're going to talk about creating voices, and then I'm going to teach you about knowing your characters and basically give you a rundown of how important the acting side is of voice acting. And then at the end of everything, we're gonna bring you guys on to do some live reads. So if you're interested in being a voice actor, if you are a voice actor and you want to pick up some additional tips and get some live feedback, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring you on. We have scripts already set up. You guys can choose whatever script that you want. We have a bunch of like short little monologues that you can read, and I will give you live feedback, just giving you a glimpse of what you can ultimately do as a voice actor. Basically, pull the best out of you, because a lot of us newer voice actors, we think that we sound great and we sound like we're perfect, but when you get somebody else's perspective, it allows you to open your mind a little bit and see, oh man, yeah, I could do this read a little bit differently, or I could just be, I could take this advice and apply it to all my reads in the future. So it's going to be a fun night. I'm really not sure how long, like if there's a time restriction, but if Stan jumps on here and says, Corey, why are you still streaming? Get the hell off of here. I will get the hell off of here. But for the time being, it's just going to be me talking to you guys. I have Chroma here. They're going to be monitoring the YouTube side of things. If you guys are tuning in on YouTube, drop some questions down in the comments below. Chrome is going to be monitoring that, and we'll be relaying your questions during the panel. And if you guys are here in Discord, make sure you guys drop some questions in the panel questions channel, and I will do my best to answer them. So without further ado, let's get started with this panel. One of the first things I want to just bring to your attention is just the simple fundamentals of voice acting. We always say anyone can voice act, but are you truly capable of it? Because a lot of people think that voice acting is just jumping on a mic and doing a silly voice, and I'm a voice actor, woohoo! But in the grand scheme of things, we know that it's more than just doing a silly voice. So one of the things that you have to do if you're looking to pursue a career in voice acting, you really have to ask yourself the question if you do have what it takes to be a voice actor. So one of the things that I did when I was thinking about pursuing it, I took the advice from my friends and family saying, you should be a voice actor. You got a great voice. I'm like, okay, well, do I have a great voice? So do I have a good enough voice to pursue a career in voice acting? So one of the things I had to do was study my voice and see if I could potentially be capable of doing this. So one of the things I did was I took the time to sit down, and this is what I advise anyone who's trying to be a voice actor, is to sit down and grab a book, okay, open up to whatever pages you want, and get your phone, get your voice recorder up and running, record yourself, and read at least 3 to 5 pages. And do it in a way.
Sorry to
Yes.
interrupt, Corey,
No.
but there was a point where you like majorly cut out.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Do you know where I cut out at?
When you started writing, when you said sit down and then do something, like uh that was around the time that
Oh,
I saw like a cutout.
okay.
But
That's okay then, because that wasn't that long. Okay, so reverting back to that, grab a book, okay, and open up to any portion of the book and read at least 3 to 5 pages of this book and record yourself reading these pages. See how your voice sounds. Use different inflections. Do what you think sounds good from a voice acting standpoint. You can, if you have character dialogue in this book, create voices for these for the characters in the book. If you're just trying to do audiobook reading and you just want to read aloud, see how your voice sounds. If you're trying to, you want to sample your voice and let yourself hear yourself, if that makes sense. And then after you do that, one of the things you want to do is you want to share that audio with people you truly, truly trust. Don't just put it up on Newgrounds and see what everybody says. Choose a small group of people who you want to share this audio with and say, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. Okay, I want to pursue a career in voice acting. What do you think of this audio sample? And if you get some positive feedback, hey, that's awesome. But one of the things that I do want to mention, if you do get negative feedback, it doesn't mean you give up on your voice acting career, okay? When I started, I sucked. I thought I was good, and I had people listen to my audio like, oh man, that's a little cringy. But that's one of the things that it allows you to truly get a sense of if you have what it takes to be in this field. And it gives you an understanding of where your starting point is, because we all start somewhere. We can have a natural born talent and be able to excel as a voice actor, or we start off small and we learn from those around us. We take courses, we get coaching, we read books, and we get better. So if you feel comfortable with how your voice sounds coming out of a mic, that's fantastic. And we're going to talk more about your voice, throughout this panel. Because if you don't think your voice sounds good, I got some advice for you on that. But right off the bat, we do have a question from, I think it's Belyevs Fox. I think that's how you say your name. Sorry if I said it wrong. But they asked, does voice acting require many of the same physical attributes required for singing? Yes. So, singing and voice acting share one major piece of equipment, and that's your vocal cords, right? It's your voice. With singing, you have to be able to control your breathing. Of course, there's different techniques, like when you're incorporating vibrato and being able to sing in different ranges, being able to hit different notes. It's the same thing for voice acting. You have to be able to control your vocal cords. You have to be able to control your breathing. You have to make sure that your vocal cords are able to hit those registered notes. Like say your voice is naturally mid to low like my voice, but you're trying to do a higher range voice. You have to practice and you have to get your vocal cords comfortable with it. If your vocal cords feel strained at all, then don't do that. And it's the same thing with singing. If you're not able to hit some certain high notes or low notes, don't try to do it. You can practice, but if it feels like it's strained, don't do it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's there's a lot of similarities between singing and voice acting. And then we also have Paper Bag. Yeah, I don't want to say the last part because it's a bad word. How do you do pitches when doing voice acting? So like different ranges. That's going to be something I talk about when you're creating voices. But one of the simplest things is just testing your voice, like basically playing with your vocal cords and seeing where your voice sounds in certain ranges, or very high or very low. It's just playing around with your voice and just seeing what's comfortable. We're gonna get more into that though, that's for sure. I do like that question. Like we're gonna dive deep into creating voices and how and knowing how to come up with voices for characters. So one of the things that I like to do when I got started, I wanted to pinpoint what what genres of voiceover I wanted to get into. Knowing the character archetypes based on your range is going to allow you to pinpoint what you do as a voice actor. So with you, when you hear my voice, you know it's the mid to low range. A lot of the characters that I do get cast to play are, sometimes antagonists, or they're just a gritty, gruff soldier, or they're a father, or they're just someone who's in charge and powerful. And knowing those archetypes, those character archetypes, it allows me to pinpoint what role, because I know what I can do with my voice. But of course, I can also do other voices just outside of this range. Like, of course, you guys know, I've done some animations and games as Pico, and my Pico voice is on the higher register. So being able to just practice and knowing how to work your voice is going to allow you to get, it's going to allow you to expand the opportunities that you can acquire. But you don't want to limit yourself to just certain categories. These can be the genres that you pinpoint, but you also want to try to test the waters in different genres. And the other genres are, commercial work and promo work. You can do voice matching, which is basically impressions, but they'll bring you in to voice match a certain voice actor or a certain celebrity. There's narration, which is, reading audiobooks. And then you have TV and film, which a lot of it is just voiceover work. Like, say, you have a voiceover intro before an episode, or they do, I think it's what it's called, Walla Walla. It's Walla Walla, which is basically group sounds. They'll put a bunch of voice actors in a room, and they have a boom mic hanging over them, and they just start talking and making basically crowd noises. You have ADR, which is dubbing, the anime. And you have mocap, which is putting on the black suit with little white ping pong balls all over you, and you actually act out while you're voice acting. And then, of course, there's doing radio. Radio is voiceover. And then, of course, podcasting. That's voiceover as well. But like I said, don't limit yourself. Like, there's all these different genres. And if you feel like you can be suited in animation and video games, don't limit yourself to them. Also, test the waters for commercial and promo. Test the waters for narration. See if you have what it takes. And if you don't feel comfortable with it, and you do feel comfortable more with animation or video games, or gonna excel in, okay? But like with myself, I'm trying to get my feet in every single door and every opportunity, because I want to make a name for myself, and I want this to be my full-time career. And I'm at that point where I'm almost there, but I still need to get through a couple more doors. Let's see. And just know, when it comes to acquiring roles in these different genres, you don't always have to do a silly voice. I have booked roles where I just use my natural voice. I have a role in a children's cartoon that came from Korea, and I'm doing ADR. I'm doing dubbing for it. I'm doing the English dub, and I'm just using my natural voice. I portray a dad in the show, and I'm just doing my natural voice. So don't think that you just have to have a silly voice all the time. Your natural voice will take you, it'll land you many roles and take you far into your career. And this kind of leads to the point I was talking about earlier, being comfortable with your voice, because you may think that your voice sounds different, doesn't sound good, but no, every voice is unique, okay? Don't doubt your ability to be a voice actor. Know that the unique tool, it's not exact. Your voice is unique. It's special. Okay. One of the best examples is, she is a comedian lately. She's been in BoJack Horseman. I think of the other show characters, and all these roles, because utilizing her unique voice, but she's also one of the things, like the fundamentals too, is making sure you're constantly taking care. Okay. We're going to be talking about equipment here soon. But one of the main pieces here is vocal cords. This is your main equipment. It doesn't matter if you have a microphone, if you damage your vocal. So one of the things you're warming up, you're losing some light exercises. So like, you do all those little tongue twisters that get your tongue ready, get your mouth ready, it gets your jaw ready, it gets